Belly fat is one of the most common frustrations people have when trying to lose weight. You might notice your face gets slimmer, your arms and legs start to tone up, but the fat around your stomach seems to stick around no matter what you do. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Abdominal fat is biologically different, and that's why it's harder to lose. Today, we're breaking down the real science behind belly fat, how it affects your metabolism, and what actually works to reduce it safely and sustainably. There are two types of fat in the stomach area: subcutaneous fat, the soft fat under your skin, and visceral fat, the deeper fat surrounding your organs. Subcutaneous fat is what you can pinch with your fingers. Visceral fat you can't see, but it's the one that has the biggest impact on metabolism and long-term health. Visceral fat is hormonally active, meaning it releases chemical signals into the body that influence inflammation, insulin, hunger, and even how many calories your body burns at rest. This is part of the reason why people with more belly fat may also struggle more with blood sugar, cravings, and slower metabolism. Another major reason belly fat is hard to lose is because of stress hormones, especially cortisol. When cortisol rises due to poor sleep, anxiety, emotional stress, or even chronic dieting, fat storage increases and it tends to accumulate specifically around the stomach area. The body stores belly fat as a protective response because visceral fat acts like a fuel reserve during perceived stress. This is why even if you're eating well, high stress alone can slow fat loss or make the belly area feel stubborn. Hormones also play a significant role. For women, fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone change where fat is stored. Before menopause, women often store more fat in the hips and thighs. But as estrogen declines in midlife, fat storage shifts towards the abdomen, often without any change in diet or exercise. For men, low testosterone levels are associated with increased belly fat and reduced muscle mass. Since muscle drives metabolism, losing muscle makes belly fat even easier to gain and harder to lose. Insulin resistance also contributes to stubborn abdominal fat. When cells stop responding efficiently to insulin, the body produces more of it. Higher insulin levels tell your body to store fat, especially around the belly. This is why people with PCOS, prediabetes, or metabolic syndrome often notice their stomach area is the hardest to shrink, even when they follow a good diet. So why doesn't traditional dieting solve belly fat? Because belly fat is not just a calorie issue, it's a hormonal and metabolic issue. Extreme calorie restriction may help you lose weight at first, but it raises cortisol, slows metabolism, and causes muscle loss. When muscle decreases, your body burns fewer calories, making belly fat loss even more stubborn. You can lose weight overall, but unless hormones, stress, and metabolic health improve, the stomach area may remain unchanged. So what does work? The most effective approach is improving metabolic health rather than targeting belly fat directly. Although you cannot spot reduce fat, you can change the hormones and metabolic processes that determine where fat is lost first. Strength training is one of the most powerful tools. It increases muscle mass, raises metabolism, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces cortisol over time. People who lift weights consistently burn more fat overall, including abdominal fat, even when they're not working out. Diet also plays a major role. Meals that combine protein, fiber, and healthy fats help regulate blood sugar and insulin, reducing fat storage signals. On the other hand, frequent snacking, sugar spikes, and irregular eating windows can worsen belly fat by overstimulating insulin. Time-restricted eating, such as eating within a 10-hour window, has been shown to reduce visceral fat even without calorie reduction. This is because it gives your insulin levels more time to fall, allowing the body to burn stored fat more effectively. Sleep is another essential factor. Sleeping fewer than 6 hours increases hunger hormones, decreases satiety hormones, and raises cortisol, a perfect storm for belly fat accumulation. Many people overlook sleep, but improving it often leads to rapid changes in appetite, cravings, and stomach fat. Managing daily stress is equally important. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, and the body responds by storing more fat around vital organs. Simple habits like walking, deep breathing, limiting caffeine later in the day, or maintaining a consistent bedtime can dramatically improve fat distribution over time. The bottom line is this: belly fat is not a sign of laziness or lack of discipline. It is a reflection of hormones, stress levels, metabolic health, sleep quality, and aging. When you shift your focus from losing belly fat to improving metabolism, results become easier, more predictable, and longer lasting. The stomach begins to change naturally as your body becomes healthier from the inside out. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed videos on metabolism, hormones, and sustainable fat loss.